Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my group's presentation. Our group is Group 1 Adelaide, and we have four group members, which is me, Prashant, Sakat, and Nikin. Um, and all parts will be covered as in the slides. And now it is the first part, which is presentation presented by me. So today, we're going to talk about Satya Nadella, who is an Indian-born American business executive. He's currently working as a chairman and chief executive officer at Microsoft. So he has been holding multiple leadership roles since 1992. He is known as one of the most powerful CEO of the largest tech company in the world, which is Microsoft. And uh, he is famous for his leadership style, which is forward thinking, that really helps Microsoft transform significantly over the years. So for our presentation today, we will cover 9 parts. The first one is research perspective on management and leadership. Second one will be self-awareness and leadership style. The third one is emotional intelligence and leadership mind and heart. The fourth one is courage and moral leadership. Next one will be motivation and empowerment. We're going to talk about leadership, communication, and creating a leading teams as well. So, and the last one will be leading diversity and inclusion. And the last one is power, influence, and leading change. So, let me start with the research perspective on management and leadership. So, Satya always embraced empathy, calmness, and human connection with a growth mindset when he leading his team. He utilized effectively between low task, high task relationship, and high task high relationship to lead his followers. The third point is he always treat his employees with support and encouragement, to give them opportunities and coach them at the same time. That helps the employee feel valued and understand, so they can contribute more to their work. About the self-awareness and leadership style. So Satya has a high degree of self-awareness, and he does the reflection regularly for the company to check on the performance of employees to see how the company is going. And he holds a supportive leadership style that show his kindness and concern for the staff. And he also treat the employee equally and bring wholesome working environment to the company, so everyone uh, feel equal and wanted to contribute more to the company. Besides, he focused on the relationship-oriented leadership, task-oriented leadership, and people-oriented leadership. People play the main role on his leadership style, and that's why I think that's one of the reason why he lead the Microsoft that has achieved the significant milestone as now. So next will be the present presentation.
Yeah, thank you too. So in this slide, I'll be speaking about the this part. So Satya Nadella's leadership at Microsoft showcases how emotional intelligence, particularly empathy and self-awareness, can reshape an entire organization. When he became CEO in 2014, he focused on shifting the company's mindset from know-it-all to learn-it-all, which allowed employees to be more resilient and innovative. He embedded a growth mindset across the organization and lead empathy, which significantly boosted employee engagement and innovations. More importantly, Nadella's prioritize the human element, breaking down the rigid competitive culture and replacing it with one centered around trust, inclusion, and collaboration. This human centric approach is a clear result of emotionally intelligent leadership, and it helped Microsoft reach new levels of both financial and cultural success. Can you change the slide? So in this slide, Nadela's leadership also stands out for its moral courage and authentic motivation techniques. He introduced internal ethics board and led the company in making socially responsible decisions, especially around emerging technologies like AI. His open communication style, like the Ask Me Anything sessions, showed transparency and moral accountability. When it comes to motivating employees, Nadella emphasized intrinsic motivation, aligning with work with purpose, providing mentorship, and encouraging continuous learning. He empowered employees by creating psychological safety where failure wasn't punished but seen as part of growth. This approach led to real results. Employee satisfaction jumped by 20%, and Microsoft financial and market success followed. His legacy is not just about profits, it's about creating a people first culture that sustains innovation and trust. Thank you. That was my part. Now I would like to uh, pass on to Saikat.
Yeah, all right. Thank you. And hello, everyone. This is Saikat Hassan with bearing student ID 1652783. I'm going to now talk about the labor leadership communication. Actually, Satya focused on the five basic things on leadership communications, and she believed on the strategic vulnerability. She find out the company's strategic vulnerability and fix it. That's why it grew more faster than any other company. And she also focused on the clarity and connection to drive the change and set a new direction with mobile first and cloud first vision. Actually, she actually also focused on the active listening, and she understand the active listening is really significant to drive a company. And she also focused on the storytelling, because a good leader should have these characteristics to build a company. Can you change the slide, please? Yeah. And now we're going to talk about the creating and leading terms. And there are total four creating and leading terms she actually believed. And the first one is the transforming the culture of Microsoft. And the previous culture and the present culture is totally different because of the Satya Nadella. She actually believed in the new culture of Microsoft, and take into consideration the growth market, is because without considering the growth market, it is not possible to drive this sort of company. And she also take into consideration the impact of it, and she implemented many new rules and many new things. So the impact of it's really necessary to what's the best impact. And she also focused on the boost innovation, because without innovation company can't grow. Next slide, please. Yes, the leading diversity and inclusion. It is also called D and I. So the strategic D and I, the mainly focused on the commitment which they offer to the consumer, and it is also as the maintain the she also maintained the core business policy, which is D and I. And from many other countries, around 150 million investment they got from the Black and African American leaders by 2025, which is really significant for the boosting of his company. And she also maintained the accountability and transparency, and published their annual D&I report. And executive bonuses tried to D&I outcome, and they also offered bonuses to their employees and their consumers. Thank you so much. So I'm inviting the Mr. Patel to continue further.
Hi everyone, my name is Nikin Kumar Patel, and today I will be sharing how Satya Nadella transformed Microsoft using power of influence, collaboration, and strategic leadership. When Nadella became CEO in 2014, he moved away from the rigid hierarchy and used his expert knowledge to lead. One of his biggest changes was Microsoft culture towards a growth mindset inspired by Carol Dweck. He replaced internal competition with collaboration and learning. He followed Kotter's 8-step change model, creating urgency, building coalition, and embedding change into the company culture. A key success was Microsoft move to a cloud-first, mobile-first approach, which helped reposition the company in the tech world. Nadella leads with empathy and emotional intelligence, which helps him make better, more inclusive decisions. He practices servant leadership, putting his team's success first, and encourages feedback and diverse perspectives. This has helped him manage change effectively and maintain a strong ethical foundation. He also drove major acquisitions like LinkedIn and GitHub, not just for the growth, but to influence the wider tech landscape. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. So, what we can learn from the Nadella? First, emotional intelligence matters. Leaders must listen and connect. Second, building a culture of learning and resilience drive innovation. Third, values and ethics should guide every decision. He also shows that empowering teams and embracing diversity is not just right, it's smart strategy. Satya Nadella offers a modern people-focused blueprint for leadership that's bold, ethical, and effective. Thank you so much, everyone. That's it. These are the references.
You can end the video, I guess, video recording.
Yes, I already ended.
You ended? Yeah.
Yes.
Is it done?